F.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to LagCount Podcast episode 36. The sponsor of today's show is Mr. Speff, who talks about Call of Duty. Big surprise. Talks about COD. He's actually a friend of the show and a few of the hosts as well. He posts Black Ops 2, Trials Fusion, Killer Instinct, Ultra Street Fighter 4, if Eddie ever gets on and plays against him and probably loses terribly because Eddie's terrible at video games. He plays around with some other types of video styles as well, evolving his channel. He has a channel trailer parody as well as other awesomeness will be linked in the description as well as annotated on screen. The best goddamn podcast in your sub box, starting now. You can find us on iTunes, LagCount Podcast, all one word. Please rate us and give us 5 stars. I think some people gave reviews. I think next week if you leave a review, we'll mention it on the show, and thank you extensively. What else do we got? Podbean, LagCountPodcast.podbean.com. Other shit.
Right. That's the right URL.
Yes! Awesome. Intro the hosts. Brian! Oh, we're supposed to see his first name. He doesn't like being called that. The Schwartz27! What's going on, man?
Yo, what's happening, Frito?
Eddie the Chump. My internet gay lover.
Yeah. Just, look, we've had a few comments. Internet gay is not real gay. I don't know how many times I have to explain this to people, but it's not the same thing.
Eddie, this could take a whole show to explain. I don't know if we have time to...
Okay, but I'll just get it out there. Internet gay is not real gay.
Our guest for today is Jive motherfucking Turk.
What up?
The lethal weapon of comedy.
What up? And I hope internet gay is not real gay, because if you're internet gay, that means you're real gay. I don't know why I said that.
You don't know the half of it, my friend.
Good.
So, let's start off the goddamn show. Gaming stuff. Xbox dropping in price. Next week it'll be $2.99. I can't wait.
It ain't gonna be that low. $2.99. If it goes to $1.99, I'll probably get one.
What's the actual press release? Does anybody know? I wonder if was this a rumor? Did they actually say this? I'm not really paying attention to the actual news.
I think it's true because a lot of people was tweeting it out. I think Fist was like, I saw Fist. He said, this is exactly what he said. He said, I told them to do this when they released it, so it must be true. You know, when his idea come to life, he got to put it out there.
If I read it on the internet, it's probably true.
Right. Bingo, especially Twitter.
But regardless, like CNN, instead of actually investigating, I think it's better if we just speculate on this idea for about half an hour. Will this save the Xbox One, I think is the better question.
No, it's a piece of shit.
It won't.
Yeah, it is an official Xbox, or rather an official Microsoft press release. So it's a Kinect-less Xbox One starting at $3.99, and then it goes off to list all the blockbuster games, but doesn't actually put in Battlefield 4 in there, which I thought was actually quite funny. But yeah, it's official, $3.99 to get your Xbox One without the Kinect. And like you guys said, it's not gonna. It's the main problem that people have with the Xbox One isn't the Kinect. I mean, it is still a little creepy, you know, but that's not the main problem with it. Is the user interface. I mean, I could go fucking make a ham sandwich faster than I could reply to a message on Xbox One. It's fucking retarded, dude. It's ridiculous.
If they secretly, they didn't let us know this, but they secretly put RAM and a different graphics card in the Xbox and then sold it for the $3.99, it might can save the Xbox One. If they secretly did that, because I heard somebody say taking away the Kinect would make it more powerful, and then it would have people believing, you know, that it's more powerful when they really just put better stuff in it.
Oh, you gotta have faith in Xbox.
But you know they didn't do that.
You know, everyone knows my position on the PS4 versus Xbox One debate, and I sold my Xbox One a couple of weeks ago. I made quite a big deal out of it. But I can't remember a bigger fuck-up from a winning position, other than maybe... what are the recent console fuck-ups? The PS3, towards the end of its life, actually, it sold quite well. But at the beginning, that was, there was that famous, like, I don't know if you saw at E3, that guy comes out and it's like, it's the first Sony press conference, and he's like, Ridge Racer! Like, really happy, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Get off the stage! Like, this is terrible. So, I think the Xbox One is the worst release and tactical decision for a business ever.
Yo, hold on. Can I say one thing? When he was explaining that you have to be online and, 24-hour check, what was going through his head? He was saying it like that's something good. Everybody was in the crowd like, do you hear what this guy's saying? What the hell?
Wait, okay, all right. This is how I feel. This is my analogy for it. The entire Broncos season of last year, where they're just dominating, fucking breaking every kind of record possible, up as high as they possibly could be, and then Peyton Manning, like the Xbox guy in front of the stage, about to release this turd of a console. It's like that first snap under center, and the ball just whizzed right past his head, and you just see his face like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. And before you know it, they're down by 40 points. Russell Wilson's fucking twerking on the sideline, going crazy, and the game's over. So that's basically what happened to me.
It was crazy, man. I loved it, though, because, I'm PlayStation 4. And I was like, wow, they're fucking up. I did not know that this was just the beginning of the fuck-ups.
All right, so I got a question. So they take off the Kinect, which clearly, one, was the focus of the machine, which I want to know, if you use all the Kinect functionality, is it actually faster? Because using, like, the controller to navigate the menus and shit obviously fucking sucks. So...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer that very quickly. Is shouting at a roommate or a loved one to make you a fucking cup of coffee quicker than going and making it yourself?
No.
No. It very clearly... Because they'll have some sort of bullshit back chat like, oh, I made the last one. Oh, sorry, I didn't quite hear you. Xbox, stop listening, you cunt. I'll do it myself.
The fucking worst part is that the Kinect would sometimes do shit that I didn't even ask. Like, one time I was playing Battlefield, and I got pissed, and I said, fuck me. And then all of a sudden, Bing pops up on my screen, like, what do you want to search for? It's like, no, I didn't say anything about Bing.
God.
Why would I stop in the middle of a fucking game to go and search online for... God knows fucking what. Is it really that goddamn important that I search for it while I'm playing a fucking game anyway? Like, if I just unplug my Kinect, will I have better performance out of my Xbox One?
I can guarantee you that because I didn't have mine connected after the first day. Now, before this descends into another Xbox One hate fest, I'm going to go really hardcore searching for this silver lining. And the only thing that I can see is the redeemable thing of the price drop is that it will mean less people are playing on previous gen. That it will move people towards the next gen, so some decent fucking games come out. Like that might be a benefit, because if I hear another person in another fucking YouTube section be like, oh, they better make the next COD for the 360 as well, fuck you. It'll be over a year old, dude. Come on.
Well, according to some sources, Sledgehammer's only making the next-gen versions of Call of Duty, and they're doing the same thing that Titanfall did, and they're having another studio port to the down-level systems, which is, it's going to be one of those things where the people on the Xbox 360 are bitching because Titanfall patches come late and shit, and it's like, dude, upgrade your fucking console if you want the latest and greatest shit. I'm sick and tired of people just being like, hey, I have 10-year-old hardware, but I expect all of my games to be bigger and better and faster and more graphics and all that other bullshit. Upgrade to the next gen.
You know what might suck is they mightn't even be able to get their 60 frames per second if they let a third party port it to the PlayStation 3 and the 360. That's gonna suck for them. They're gonna have to.
If you think about it, Bluepoint had to go jump through all sorts of hoops with the 360 version of Titanfall to get it above 30
41.
FPS.
40, they got 41 frames per second.
And you can't play it on a system without a hard drive because hard drive memory is a lot faster than flash memory, which is where most of the people store their games on. But I want to get back to the Kinect for a second. There is a lot of good functionality with the Kinect. It's just mired in all the other extraneous beepity bops and bullshit that Microsoft put in to the Xbox One. And the worst part about it is, if you read the press release, they even say the Xbox One's Kinect hasn't been a failure thus far. There's over 7 million commands, including these as the top commands. Xbox on, Xbox record that, and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder, they're listening to the commands that we put into the Kinect. Talk about a big brother fucking complex right there, right? Xbox has statistics on the commands you tell your Kinect. I wonder how many times Xbox go fuck yourself was recorded. That's the number that I would like to see.
Why would they say it's not a failure yet or something like? Why would they even make that kind of statement? Like, why would they say that? Just like when Call of Duty was rumored to be 720p, and they would never deny it. They just would say, it looks great, despite the rumors of being 720p. And I'm like, what? Like, just say it's not going to be 720p. It's going to be 1080p.
Well, I think they got to say something because they're removing the Kinect like a malignant tumor off the fucking Xbox, prying it off. It's like, oh, you don't need this. No, it's okay. But the funny thing to me is the Kinect really, they're right. The Kinect's not the main problem. It's because the rest of it's a piece of shit. Like, if they had a $399 Xbox with the Kinect included, where it's competitive pricing against the PS4, and everything worked, we might have a conversation here. But I don't think it matters since the whole thing just sucks.
I got a crazy question. What if Pro Call of Duty wasn't Xbox? How many copies do you think they would sell? The wannabe pro players, not the ones that are already on TV, but on the internet and got names. I'm talking about all the wannabes. Yeah, the wannabes, the people who want to be a pro. Imagine all those sales going down the drain instead of, because that was a big amount of the sales, for the Xbox One.
Yeah, I have a feeling that at some point they'll make the switch to PS4.
Definitely. It's no doubt.
I just think what we're witnessing is actually quite interesting, because what we're witnessing is a once in a generation's chance of seeing how hundreds of corporate sponsors who backed the Xbox on the previous generation, how good it was and how dominant it was, and that they all backed that horse. EA did it with Battlefield, Activision have done it with COD and Titanfall, and they backed the wrong horse, like dramatically so, like hilariously so, actually. They didn't do their research.
I was about to say no research.
Yeah, they didn't have people like in the dev team. Well, they probably did. They just didn't make this public. Is that their dev teams didn't have both machines and were like, dude, the Xbox One's already behind of the PS4. This is gonna, and it's more expensive. This is not gonna work. And they got all their nice, like corporate relationships going, and they just all fucked themselves in the ass. It's amazing to watch, how they could fuck it up that badly. Like,
it seems like their research is like when you didn't watch a game, like when you watch when you're like, who won the Oklahoma City Thunder game, and then the next day you just look at stats and say, okay, he helped them win and he made them lose, but in reality you don't know how many, he scored 30 points, but you don't know what he really did to impact the game. You don't know who really helped them win, Yeah. They just looking at stats. Oh, 360 killed it, last gen. 360 killed it last gen. So, Xbox One is going to be our guys. And it was a big mistake.
I also think that this is a great testament to the power of the consumer as well. The consumer has seen and has spoken the inferior product is not going to fucking sell. No matter how much corporate bullshit you shove down our throat, if you put out complete fucking garbage, then nobody's going to buy it. And I hope that Call of Duty is, realizing this with how piss poor Ghosts is, how many people are pissed off about Battlefield 4 and have, returned it on Origin, and to a lesser extent about, the sales and subsequent lack of views on, the Titanfall game.
Oh
I hope that they realize that consumers can speak with their wallets if you make a shitty enough product. That's why I have hope that maybe the next Call of Duty might not be bad, but I'm not going to hold my breath. The franchise has let me down way too many times in order to ride that train anymore.
Did you see the previews of
With,
that new Call of Duty?
What's his name? Kevin Spacey?
Oh my god! Just the gameplay. I was like, I didn't even make it through the whole video. When the guy climbed up the wall, I just was like, man, I can't watch any more of this.
Okay, well, here's an interesting way I want to attack this, because obviously I complain whenever we bring up COD because I've kicked the habit. I'd be willing to buy this one on PC a couple weeks after launch if it's amazing, but otherwise I probably don't really care. But I think a way to approach it is, what would you want to see out of this game for it to impress you, or in my case, buy it?
Okay, I'll go first. One, it has to have better than average matchmaking and connection between players. I know that only a certain amount of that is in their control, but it's not an illusion. Take Treyarch games, for example. They're generally better balanced games, but their connections are horrible, just god awful. And Infinity Ward games are kind of a bit batshit crazy, but the hit detection is slightly better. So the next COD, for me to get really invested in it, it has to have really good, matchmaking and better connections. And then I need something that, I've said this before, what we like is easy but not cheap, right? So we like Modern Warfare 2 because it's easy, because the kill streaks are ridiculous and it's 7 kills for a Harrier strike. But we don't like cheap. We don't like one-man army noob tubes or lightweight marathon commando. We like easy but not cheap. So that's what this next COD has to get back to. Cool, crazy shit, just not a fucking IED. Can you just get it through your head? Don't put that shit in the game. People fucking hate it. And that's what kills the game, because people get pissed off with that stuff and stop playing.
Maps. I gotta see the multiplayer reveal. I know I'm gonna spend that $60 and get it. That's nothing to us. We're grown men, so $60 isn't gonna really hurt us. But maps is the main thing. They really destroyed Ghost and the clutter. You know how whoever played Excite Bike?
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
Remember you used to make your own track, and then you just went crazy on the track. You put ramps here, little ramps, another ramp, a big ramp, all this stuff on the track that just not even supposed to be there. It seems like that's what they've been doing in the recent Call of Duty games. They just got a new toy and just okay, let's put a bus here, let's put a plant here, let's put a head glitch. Come on. Go back to the classic maps. That's my main gripe.
I hear that, man. I love everybody's analogies, dude. Mine is always a Picasso painting, because it's let's just deform it. They're trying to make artistic expression, but it doesn't actually represent what they want.
I feel like they're trying to make something that is sort of more based in reality, to how a war scene would actually be. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool and everything, guys. Nice art direction, but the fact is, it plays like fucking AIDS. Bog is really Bog. We were talking about this earlier, Jive. The DLC for Ghosts, that map is beautifully made, and there's loads of cool in references to horror movies and shit, and Michael Myers and all that kind of stuff. But there's no flow to that map. It's slightly too big, and two, the spawns verge on ridiculous. Not normal Call of Duty spawns that are irritating. Ridiculous spawns, and I'm just this map is broken. It's a broken map.
They didn't even test it.
Yeah, if you elongate out an oval and then move a bit up here, and then there's 5 levels, and then there's a building with like 3 levels and an underneath bit, and I'm like, that looks cool, guys, but I don't even know if you can balance a map like that because it's so not symmetrical.
Too many levels.
Yeah,
like you said, they make it look like real war, but the guns are so easy to use that it messes everything up. Like in a real war, I'm hiding behind a box, right? And I'm shooting at somebody and I'm hiding behind the box. The guns are so easy to use, I could kill them. But if the gun wasn't as easy to use while I'm hiding behind that box with the recoil and stuff, like in real war, you're shooting like this, but you're not hitting anyone. You know what I mean? But in Call of Duty, you're shooting, you're hitting people because the guns are so easy to use. I think, for me, I really want them to change that. It's too easy to shoot in Call of Duty.
Right, that's something I brought up too.
You're saying you would widen the skill gap then?
Oh, definitely. Like my teeth, like the gap. For real, man.
But I mean, like, at least on like Battlefield's scheme, Battlefield's not incredibly difficult, but what you're talking about when like a guy's way over there, if you're playing Ghosts, the AK-12, this is why I had to drop this game. It's like, blah, 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 dead. If you're playing Battlefield, you at least gotta, like, pepper them a little bit. It's not incredibly hard, but it takes a little bit of work to actually hit those targets.
And instead of the 3 hit markers that it takes in Ghost, it would take 6 or 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But in Ghost, it's no bullet drop, nothing. Everything is a laser. Or not even, I can't just say Ghost, like in Call of Duty, everything is just a laser, man.
I think, like, when you play Battlefield, and you'll say, like, my experience was, I'm good at COD. I'm good at aiming and shooting, and that's what I loved about it, run and gun, rush type gameplay. When I picked up Battlefield 4, I felt like the skill gap between me and the majority of the players in Battlefield was quite wide. So I did, in gun on gun, immediately quite well in Battlefield. Like, I picked it up really quickly. So much so to the point where, like, like a fucking idiot, I was like, well, I'll just snipe then, because that's a challenge, because I'm a fucking idiot. But, like, if I use a regular gun, the game's kind of easy, because most people, I found out, can't shoot. And in COD, that's covered up. That lack of ability is covered up, because the guns kill so quick. Especially in Ghosts, I thought the perfect amount of health was Modern Warfare 3. It's more health than Modern Warfare 2, and about double the health of Ghosts. I was like, no, this is good. The guns are all usable. You know, the gunplay in Modern Warfare 3 is great. It's just it had its own problems, just like any Call of Duty.
It's not health, Eddie. It's the gun damage. Okay, the health is the same and all. No, anyway.
Are you quoting me, you bastard?
For me, I like the phrase "less is more." We don't need 4,000 fucking perks. We don't need face camo customizations and all other stupid shit. Just give us core gameplay mechanics. And I mean, that's the reason why I love playing Titanfalls, because they got that. They got the core gameplay mechanics down right.
No, see,
now you're right about less is more in Titanfall, because they only gave y'all 10 guns.
like, see, I agree with Jive here. Like, I'm sorry, you might not need all that extra RPG element shit, but I do, because Titanfall, here's my experience with Titanfall. I pick it up, I play attrition, pretty much every lobby, unless it's a full team, I shit on everybody, every game, and I'm like, these kids can't shoot, whatever, I'll try and experiment with the harder to use guns. Oh, there's like 3 different guns, and the default one that you get is so much better than the others. I'm like, there's virtually no point in using these. It's not like COD where you can be like, I wonder if I can get this Executioner with its 5 rounds of basically dick range firepower and do well with it. There's none of that fun about it. There's none of the, I'll see if I can use the stupidest shit imaginable, which is kind of one of the charms of COD. Once you've got to 10th Prestige and I've got my 3 KD, like, then I dick about for months at a time.
I think we could reach a happy medium there at least. You know, I'd like the focus to be on how well the game runs, and then all the extra shit comes after that. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Well, how about ship the game with more guns and then focus on how the game runs?
because
We
then
see how that
you've
worked
already-
out in the past, Jive. I don't know. Battlefield, how about that? Battlefield 4?
But I want to go back to another thing that you said. I'm gonna buy the game anyway because it's just $60. Now I just got done pumping us up about how us as the consumer we're gonna stop paying for bullshit, stick it to the fucking man. But then that's the attitude that always happens.
No, but that's what we did with the Xbox. These $60, $500.
I understand that the price is completely different. I'm just saying that why can't people just say, I've had enough, I'm done. You know, I'm not buying Titanfall DLC because there's no value in it. I'm not buying, you know, the next Battlefield game when it comes out because you fucked this one up so bad. I'm not buying the next Call of Duty game, period, because you guys have been awful with your past 3 or 4 releases.
Okay, I got a good answer for this. It's because buying a COD or a Battlefield, a franchise game like that, is like buying your favorite dish at a restaurant. It doesn't matter if the last one you had was shit. If it's your favorite dish, you're going to buy it again because it feeds you in a way that you like. And it doesn't matter to a certain extent. I understand what you're saying, but nobody's ever going to convince me that buying a fillet steak with a red wine and mushroom sauce is a bad idea, because I like fillet steak with a red wine and mushroom sauce. So if the last chef made me a shit one, I'll be like, well, that's annoying, but you know, I hope the next one's good.
And
yeah, but if they change, to go off your analogy, what if they change the recipe though to something that you can't stomach anymore? And this is what's happened with Call of Duty to me. It's become too much of a bloviated pile of shit with no focus on how the game actually works. You know, that to me is why I'm overplaying Call of Duty. I'm fine playing Battlefield 4 and Titanfall for the next year. I don't have to buy Advanced Warfare, whatever fucking garbage it is, because it looks to me like another Titanfall game, and I'm like, I already have Titanfall. Why should I buy another one?
like, to be honest, I have no problem not buying the next Call of Duty because, you know, I really don't have fun playing Call of Duty right now. Although I was streaming it earlier, it was okay, but, you know, when I play Battlefield, it's way more fun. But for us, grown men, and we do YouTube, people are going to come to our channels like, yo, where that card at, dog? You know what I mean? Here we go, you know what I mean? It's only $60. Y'all watch my videos. I make more than $60 a month, so I could probably buy that Call of Duty just to give back to y'all to watch. That's my only reason I'm definitely getting this Call of Duty.
I think that's a rare problem to have, though. I think the majority of people don't fit in that. So
I'm also the opposite thinking of you. I'm standing up for a fucking principle here. I am
like,
not.
if I didn't do YouTube, I swear I wouldn't buy this Call of Duty because Ghost is so bad.
Like with Ghosts, I bought the game used so that none of the money would go back to Activision or Infinity Ward because I'm a fucking rebel badass like that. But I'm going to stick by my principle. I'm not buying the next game unless it is Modern Warfare 2-esque when it came out. You're not getting my money, you know, and I guess I want to stand by that principle, and I hope that maybe people that are not buying the Xbox because it's a shitty product also do the same with their games as well. Even though they cost less money, they still should do it on principle.
Well, I saw the guy climbing up a wall, so...
That was in one player, though. We can never tell. Like,
if they put that in multiplayer, I don't know, man.
it's just like a ladder. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just like a ladder. I mean, here's what I think. Every time that a new COD is going to be coming out, like, for me, it feels really early to be talking about the next COD. It's fucking May. I mean, this feels early in the cycle, earlier than in previous years.
That's why the other one's so bad.
Yeah, because Ghost is so bad
Yeah.
that people cared so little about it. They're like, fuck, let's talk about anything else. I just think I don't know. It's like COD's like my favorite band or my favorite rapper or whatever. They put out a fucking shit album, whatever. I'm gonna fucking listen to. I'm still gonna buy the next one.
It's like COD's like my favorite band. Find the heart. No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. David Vonderhaar's like that bastard manager that keeps breaking up the band and making.
He's Yoko Ono.
Yeah, he's fucking Yoko Ono.
That's my guy, Von. I'm sorry, I'll still be by on the weekend to have dinner with the family. Sorry, I didn't mean.
I don't fuck with Vonderhaar because I made a video telling them to put the spawns on hijack, underground, upstairs, and on the sides. He blocks me on Twitter, and then the next patch, the spawns were underground, upstairs, and on the sides.
See, what I think what happened was, I think one of the pro players caught your idea and then talked to Von, and that's how that happened.
Well, how did he block me? He blocked me right after that video. Freak.
Did you like swear or cuss him out or anything?
I called him a dickhead, but you know.
Right. I'm starting to see why.
That's a term of endearment for Jive, though.
Yeah,
Get out of here, dickhead.
Yeah.
That's the
I
prefix
kind
to
of
his
like
name.
his personality. I kind of like Von because he's sort of cheeky and a bit ballsy and takes the piss out of people, and I generally like that. But it helps when what you've done, the game is like works, like at all. Like for me, that was always my problem. I like him. I like your like. Oh, we're gonna take esports seriously. That's good for COD. You know, as much as I don't play that stuff myself, it's good for it. But I'm like, but dude, your public games suck. This is fucking horrible. And he never once was like, yeah, the connections aren't great.
We'll have this conversation, I feel, another year when we're looking at the release trailer for their game. But I would kind of like to move on to other stuff. There's a question there's people that always ask me this, whether it's in streams or they ask me, what games are you excited for? None! They all fucking suck! I don't care! Like, I barely even play games anymore. But I think there's two games that are really on my mind. Is the Titanfall sequel, because I think it'll attack a lot of the problems that Titanfall 1 had if they learn from that. Because despite what Schwant says about minimalism, you can't have a game that has the same amount of content as free-to-play games or fucking like Gotham City Imposters or something, the same amount of guns. It's like, it feels like a very small game when they could just slap other stuff on there when it's a full-release game. I hope Titanfall 2 knocks it out of the park. Do we have any idea when that's coming out? That's what I really want, to be honest.
Probably the same time next year.
Yeah, I think it'll be
hopefully for their you know, if EA backs them, like, yo, you know what? Let's get this out same time next year, you know?
And
maybe
please make it less buggy than Battlefield 4 when it launches, thanks.
Less who?
Less buggy.
Please make it less buggy than Battlefield 4 when it's launched, thanks.
Honestly, Titanfall ran, for me, on PC, ran perfectly. And when I played the beta on the Xbox One, it ran perfectly.
True.
Yeah, it's still good. The skill-based whatever new matchmaking algorithm they put in has not been as good as it used to be, but it's still the game plays fine, and I guess I'm easy to please like that, you know.
Is it running on Deads on Xbox?
Yeah, it's running on the Azure cloud servers.
Oh gosh. People think dedicated servers is like a super answer. Like if I'm running on a dedicated server that's in LA, you know, and I usually be running on a dedicated server that's in New Jersey or Atlanta, my connection is going to be worse, people. They're in my chats talking about dedicated servers is like no advantage, no disadvantage. It is if you're all in the same general area.
Yeah, it'll just make if you have a bad connection to a dedicated server, it will just make it consistently shit.
Yeah,
not variable. It will just make it even. It will be evenly awful for you. There you go.
Yeah. I think you lag worse. Like you'll see somebody in front of you, then pew, then he's gone. Like and then like he's hard to kill, man. And you wonder why you're that good with a 319 ping, like. Owning these guys, fuck! Nah, you fucking suck. You'd be like, these guys from the UK suck, man. What the hell? I'm fucking killing these guys. No, you're just in America, and then they can't really shoot you, dumbass. Yeah,
you're like in the future. You're running past them, and they're like looking at where you were. The old Gears of War problem. You know? If Gears of War had dedicated servers, it would have been great, but No.
Speaking of
Anyways.
Epic Games, who made Gears of War, they're making basically my wet dream game, which isn't the new Quake game, but it's close enough. Unreal Tournament 2004, or no, that was the old one. Unreal Tournament 4 is what they're calling this one. Now, this is going to be amazing, I hope, and it might actually make me get excited for games again. This is what's happening. They're releasing it free. And I want to make a distinction here because I think the name free-to-play is tainted at this point because really what free-to-play means is you get part of it and you got to buy a bunch more. This game is just free where it has all the assets just there like Dota 2 where the entire game's there, you just hop in, play, don't need to buy anything except you can buy skins or, and this is the kicker here, the user-created mod content is going to be open source, so whichever kind of PC nerd out there that knows how to like create things in the game, they can do that and then sell it on the store and have an extra thing separate. So
Yeah, that's right.
I know, Jive, you're really against the futuristic shit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate that stuff.
Why?
I just don't. I don't know. Like the robotic suits, and I just never liked it. I like the modern in real time warfare, you know what I mean? Like Black Ops, I was like, you know, and then I saw the game, they didn't put that much of that bullshit in the, well, sorry for, that didn't even sound right, saying Black Ops didn't put bullshit in the game. Y'all know what I mean. Like, it was bullets killing people and not lasers. I thought lasers and shit was going to be in that game.
Supposedly, I hear Advanced Warfare is going to have projectile laser weapons, so you might have to.
Hold on one.
It's rumored that they're going to have.
He's lucking out.
Yeah, it's rumored that they are going to have weapons that don't have, you know, what's the fucking word for it? They don't have, you know, ammunition, as you'd like to call it. You know, like they don't have ammo. It's like different. But I mean, I'm personally like, I'm also looking forward to another upcoming shooter game, Destiny. I kind of want to see what it's all about. I haven't played Halo since Halo 3. I didn't get any of the spin-offs, or I never even played Halo 4. But I think that it'll be a good change for kind of the FPS genre, if you will, in that it'll be, you know, online where you can team up with your buddies and go do shit. You know, kind of like a co-op campaign almost, which has been missing from FPS since, like, you know, World at War. That was the last campaign I played for Call of Duty, was World at War.
Yeah. I think the only hesitation I have about Destiny is I have a feeling it's going to be like one of those massively multiplayer first-person shooters like PlanetSide 2. And if you've ever played PlanetSide 2, it's just these absolutely ridiculously huge levels, and you've got to spawn, and you just walk out and you get fucking killed, like railed by a tank. And then you respawn, you walk out your spawn, you get fucking destroyed by some guy with a jump pack. Then you walk out your spawn, you get killed immediately. And the maps are so big, and there's so many players online, the connections are a bit shitty, and the game just doesn't run very well. That is my one concern with it. I hope it's not like that. If it's a sort of like Borderlands, but also has the ability to have like competitive, you know, COD-like matchmaking where you're playing teams against teams against teams, then I might be down with that. And I'm not against the whole loot system, although, you know, as soon as you bring that in, like leveled gear, you get people being like, "Oh, we only lost that because this guy's a level 80 with the particle accelerator and all this bullshit."
Flux capacitor.
Yeah, the flux capacitor, and I'm not really like down with that. I like people to be on a level playing field as possible, so I don't know how that's going to be. But just like everything, when a game's not out and people haven't played it for like a good solid month, we can't really have fucking an opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to get it, I'm going to play it, I'm going to give it its fair crack, and if I enjoy it, I'll keep playing it. If I don't, I won't.
Titanfall, I don't know what y'all talking about,
Destiny.
but that opinion thing, Titanfall, I was bored like the second day. So I had to give my opinion, man. I'm sorry. But Destiny, I'm getting that game.
Well, what are you gonna like in that game? Because it doesn't seem to be up your alley, as far as
I don't
from
know.
what I
I'm
gather.
just getting that game. I didn't do much research, but I'm doing the quote fingers. I do that in my videos a lot. I'm doing the quote fingers. I heard it's gonna be like a MMO first person shooter. You could get your squad, to come, and you could have like a clan or a crew or whatever.
Yeah, this is another reservation of mine, is that these games, right, this is kind of like Diablo and things like that, is that they attract the players like Wings, and he'll find the one-man army noob tube of this game. He'll find the equipment set up in Destiny that's just like, I can just press buttons and everyone dies, and then it'll be fucking AIDS for months until they patch it. And I'm just like, oh, with that bigger world, how difficult is that going to be to manage just for the developers,
I had to say like,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He lagged out. I think the guys working on Jive's bathroom cut his fucking internet.
They cut the wrong fucking pipe
Ding,
there.
ding, ding, ding. Poof. Oh, shit. All right.
Anyway.
The funny thing is I actually hear a hissing. So, Brian, do you want to tweet Jive and like subs, or maybe he's coming back now?
Oh, there we go.
I can't
was
hear
that
you.
just me or?
Okay.
We've got Jiveception here. We got.
Yeah,
got
you
two of
lagged
them.
out.
Yeah, you got kicked
So the
out.
last thing we
I
heard...
was about to take up for Wings, and then I just got kicked out. I'm like,
You got
That
DDoSed.
wasn't deliberate.
I thought he was muting people again. Like,
Yeah, no. I didn't mean it in too harsh a way, but I know how Wings approaches games. He just destroys them.
the easy.
He finds the easiest, most powerful way of doing something. And in Modern Warfare 2, when he did that video about one-man army noob tubes, he was saying, I hope they patch it. So he wasn't doing it to be like, I'm fucking amazing. He was just like, I found this thing.
Views.
Yeah, and that's what he does with games. He tries to find the most effective way of playing them.
You do have
And
a point,
sometimes-
though.
You know who did that video first, right? Fisticuffs.
Yeah?
Did that video first, but he didn't have a crazy audience, so so Wings did the video after him, so he got like the praise for it, like Thunder did the what is
The Black
that
Worm
saying?
video.
No, the you ain't Grizz, baby. But guess who gets the if anybody ever says it, Chris Smooth gets the praise for it. Like
Oh,
they
okay.
think they think he made that up. I be telling people Thunder made that up, like in World at War days, and they're like, nah, I gotta get some proof. I'm like, man, you little asshole.
That happens all the time. Like one time I used the phrase "host with the most" on like a channel, and people are like, "Oh, you're copying White Boy." I'm like, "Bitch, that's been from fucking game. That's been from game show host before White Boy was even a
Oh
fucking
my
sperm."
goodness.
It's just like,
Yeah, like
fellas.
White. Look how many subs White boy got. White boy got.
Whitey!
Look how many subs White got.
The White Devil. No, I was playing. Do we have anything
Oh,
more to
man,
say
my-
about Destiny?
my-
I don't know.
Ah, damn.
your shit's all fucked up. now.
Avatar gone.
Aw, his professional branding.
Right? I looked all like a pro. I should have had a bow tie on or something.
I'm sure you could put that shit back on.
Is-
But yeah, like I said, I'm content to play Battlefield 4 for the next year or whatever it is.
Battlefield 4. Oh my god, I cannot stop playing that game. I don't know what it is. It's just so fun right now.
You playing on
And
the
I
PC?
play solo. I play it on PC and PS4.
How's it function for you?
The loading time on the PC is kind of slow, but other than that, it's good. And people tell me get an SSD, and I have that. That's what my PC. It just loads slow. I don't know what it is.
The PS4 version is superior to the Xbox One because I've had both. and I play it on PS4 now, and it's better.
I just think with Battlefield, there's so many of the oh shit moments, those only in Battlefield 4 moments, and that's kind of what keeps it going, right? Yes, the matches are 15, 20 minutes long, but you'll have several of those moments in one match, and people are like, oh, you only got 15 kills in a 15-minute long game. It's like, motherfucker, do you understand what I had to do to get that one kill on that one fucking tank there? I had to sneak up behind it, parachute off the tallest building in the world, and throw C4 on the back of it. Run away, pull the trigger and just cackle like a fucking hyena for 5 minutes.
There's something amazing about being a recon player, jumping out of a helicopter over an objective, floating down behind someone, killing someone at close range, and then like an enemy LAV comes around the corner and you're like, "Oh, C4, thank you very much," and run away, bang.
And everything is like a kill that you earned.
Yeah.
In Battlefield, unless you get in the lab and shoot people and shit.
Then you're a bitch, but no.
All of the kills that you got on foot or whatever is earned, man. It's very like Call of Duty. You could just, oh, he died randomly around the corner, and the guy that you killed is like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? At Battlefield, when you die, you do die around the corner sometimes. It's no way to stop that. It's just not going to be any way to stop it until Google Fiber or something is all around the whole earth. But anyway, all the kills in Battlefield are earned, man. And I just cannot stop playing that game. I really promote it right now. Y'all should get it, man. I'm telling you. People, it's the other day. I posted a video. Somebody in the comments said, "This isn't fun watching." Well, I'm like, what? Like, do y'all know how I do my videos? I cut all of the bullshit out, all of the running, and I'm like, how isn't this is the exact same I do with Call of Duty? How is this not fun? The graphics are better. It looks better. All the animations are better in Battlefield. But how is this not fun watching? But Call of Duty is fun.
You didn't get a kill
streak. Come on with the Call of Duty mentality. Just get the fuck out of here with that.
I think it comes from a lot of people don't like. I found this with Titanfall content as well, because a lot of people don't play it. Yeah. And they watch it, and they don't know what is good and what is bad to a certain extent. Because in quite a lot of Battlefield videos, you will see guys going on a little tear. The good thing about Battlefield is it allows everyone to have quite a lot of fun. Like, it's not restrictive to only the best of the most YY legit 1337 legit players can have fun. Like, everyone, even with an LMG, you can hose down like 5 people, and you're like, fucking, that was cool. Or you can hit just one really nice headshot of a guy just like running in front of you like 200 meters away, and you have to allow for the bullet drop and the speed he's moving and all that. And when you hit that guy in the head and he falls over and it goes marks, and all this shit comes down on the screen like a little list, like marksman award, like headshot
badass
like,
pro,
you're a fucking badass, yeah, exactly, like all
we
that
sound
stuff.
Like murderers and shit. When you hit that guy in the head, I'm like, damn, what the fuck are we talking about?
When his brain splatters against the
that's what I
walls.
That's what I thought he was gonna say. When blood comes down, then you say.
No, but like it's
oh shit.
It's like I don't know. It's just so satisfying, that game. There's so much satisfying about it. The only problem with Battlefield, though, I will say, is that DICE like making meat grinders. They I hate
those two maps. I hate those two maps. I hate it. And my buddy, I was playing with my buddy yesterday, and he plays Call of Duty, and he likes, all the fast pace and getting killed and killing people. And we're just playing Operation Locker, and I'm like, not spawning in, just waiting for the game to be over, basically. But as I listen to this guy on the fucking headset, he like, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy is like having fun. But I hate those meat grinder fucking maps.
Yeah, like, I can't stand them either. Operation Locker's hilarious because the C flag's right in the middle of the prison, and like either side of the C flag that like the tower, but you can collapse it. Like there's an upstairs and a downstairs, and usually there's at least 10 people on each team just standing either side of this long corridor with just grenades and like
Air
fucking
bursts.
the air bursts going off and rockets and RPGs, and I'm like, none of you are killing anything. Like you're
not
just aiming
fun.
at an empty corridor at a safe distance, and it's both set of teams doing it. The only way to win on that particular map is to go along the outside. That's the only way
And
to
then
do
you're
it.
getting sniped.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
But listen to what I was gonna say. Tell these people that are watching right now how satisfied you get from like a 5 kill streak on Battlefield compared to Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's
Like
crazy.
the bullet, like if you spray 5 people down, bullets in Battlefield don't go. Not that I know. I don't know. I didn't use every single gun, but bullets in Battlefield don't go through people. Like in Call of Duty, I could just 5 people could be lined up and I could just shoot them all down with one clip. You can't do that in Battlefield.
Bolt action rounds do, and I think LMG rounds do.
Yeah, that's cool.
It depends on the type of bullets that the gun.
Yeah.
See,
The SMGs
every gun in Call of Duty does it.
Yeah.
A fucking pistol.
I mean, it's weird
Lined
because
up, they're all dead.
it's weird that you say that one guy was like, "This isn't entertaining," to your videos, because for me, even though I do play Battlefield, when I watch Battlefield montages, my jaw just hits the floor.
Yeah,
That doesn't happen with me with Call of Duty montages, because it's just, feeds and feeds. Whereas Battlefield, it's I'm flying a jet, there's some guy on me, I parachute out of the fucking thing, turn around 180, small the shit, and then land right back in my jet. That's just like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even know you could do that kind of shit.
The only thing that really annoys me in Battlefield is when you prone and try to get up and run away. Oh my God! What
The
what
clunky,
does he have? Shit?
This.
Does he have Dookie in his a pamper or something? Like, why can't you just run? One time I'm trying to run out the way, my guy just gets up. He put his hand, he puts the hand down, and he's just there like this. I'm like, run!
No, my favorite thing about Battlefield is like the little curbs on the actual roads that they have built. Sometimes when you're standing right next to them and you haven't taken like a little run up, you can't jump up them. I'm like, what the fuck am I stuck on? Like, this is there like a little tuna can on the floor that is perfectly placed for my guy to trip up on?
You can get stuck on a slice of pizza in that game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
totally
I
true.
thought Call of Duty was bad. Oh my goodness! But the game is great. But why do you get stuck so much?
I don't know. I think because of the destructible environments and like the geometry involved in like 3D elements, like they come out at weird angles. I've had this thing, like there's one rock on Hainan Resort that if you stand behind, it's like waist height, and it was in my latest Battlefield video. I snipe at a guy 3 times. He's lying prone like 10 meters away. I'm like, this is an easy kill. So I shoot him, and I'm not like so behind the rock that you could easily imagine the bullet hitting the rock in front of me. No, right. I'm standing behind the rock and I shoot on his head. Nothing. Okay. All right then. Take a step back. Shoot on his head. Nothing. Take a step left. Shoot on his head. Nothing. And I just give up. Like in the video, I just turn away from him. I'm like, he's not gonna die.
The rock is invisibly this tall.
Yeah,
When you thought it
it's
was this
invisibly
tall.
like double the height, and I'm like, well, I mean, I know he'll be able to shoot me.
I want to know one thing. I know we all play Battlefield, so we've seen this. You get stuck on a hamburger. You get stuck on that, right? You can't jump over that, but you can kick a boulder out the way. You ever see a guy running and he's knocking a tree over? You're like, what? Because of the destructible environment, they're like paperweight. Like I'll be like,
He's lifting him like those Scottish athletes throw massive logs. Like, get out of the way.
The
Get out.
world-
this guy
strongest
kicks a
man-
boulder out
World's
the way.
Strongest
This
Man
guy's-
contest, just chucking shit everywhere.
Oh man, that game is great. And
And
the
yeah, I mean-
guys, when you blow somebody up and they just fly and
The ragdoll bodies.
oh my goodness.
But a lot of the launch issues have pretty much gone away.
Mhm.
So if you were concerned about buying the game because of the net code or it runs like shit,
Yeah.
it runs 95% better now. You know, there's
Yeah.
no more of those weird cryptic error messages when you try and join servers and all that other bullshit.
Also, I found that the only really Frito and I have talked about this before because I've got it on PC and I got it on PS4 and I did have it for Xbox One, and we played together on the PC and I didn't get a lot of the problems that seem to be plaguing a lot of the like PC crowd, like crashes and bugs and all this kind of stuff. And the hit detection for me wasn't ever like what I would call bad. Certainly not Black Ops 2 bad. Like I've shot you 50 million times, nothing's happened. I've died in one. Like that didn't really happen. And the only negative experience I had was I hadn't played it for about a month, and then I went back to it on Xbox One, and it was fucking terrible. And I stopped. And then as soon as I put it in my PS4, it was fine. Like I haven't had a horrible experience with Battlefield 4. For a lot of the time, it's just been great fun from start to finish. And I'm not saying people are making it up. Obviously, those issues are there, but I don't think it's anywhere near as much as people have made out. Like, I really don't.
Like yesterday, I literally spawned in, and a guy, I spawned in, it was no me, it was nothing. And an invisible gun just came up like this and then killed me. And it just was funny. I'm like just laughing, like, you know, you could get mad, but you know what you're in for. Like when you spawn, it takes about 10 seconds to load up the actual map when you first spawn.
Have you ever had it where like you've spawned in and there's just a pistol floating in front of you?
Yeah.
Just a pistol.
An AEK just floating. I'm like, he's gonna fuck me up, and that shit just fuck me up.
Yeah.
The best is when the textures don't yet load, and I'm just like,
flat.
Is this the 360 version? Like, what the fuck is this?
There's no staircases, it's just ramps.
Yeah.
Like this is a game made with like disabled soldiers in mind. Okay, so they've made accessible war-torn environments where you can easily wheelchair upstairs. I'm like, no, like there's lifts in it as well. So they've thought about it. Accessibility, people.
I know disabled gamers spawn in like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
The most underrepresented minority group now. Like, Ghosts had girls, now Battlefield has people in wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah, what's up with the girls? The girl gamers.
I don't know
All
if
you
I
gotta do is
watched
be a
it, but-
girl on Twitch, man. All you gotta do is be a girl on Twitch. And I literally, what was her name? Fuck. She was just terrible. Terrible. She didn't even look that good. She was getting fucked up in Black Ops. But she had a webcam, and then you read the chat, hey, you're hot. And I'm like,
I can't. Yeah, it's kind of cringing.
Wow.
I can't imagine just watching someone because they're hot. I can't.
There's
and
actually...
she wasn't, and she was getting her ass beat in the game, like. And I'm like, wow, she had like 9,000 viewers watching at that time.
Wow.
It's crazy because there's porn stars that can make more money on Twitch than they can actually on like ChatterBait or something. It's really weird. Fucking crazy.
I understand them playing like League of Legends and stuff, because like as much as COD nerds, as much as COD nerds are like fucking 14-year-old virgins, like I doubt they have quite the virginity concentration as say like a Dota or a League of Legends. I'm sure that crowd is a lot more Dungeons and Dragons.
Did you see that video, the most awkward interviewers, like League of Legends players?
No, I didn't.
What?
See it.
Y'all, did any of you see it?
No.
I don't.
Oh my god, this is the funniest fucking video ever. It's like these two League of Legends players, and like it's just awkward. It's like just an awkward interview. Hold up.
Was it like, were they pros?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah, I think I might have seen that. Yeah, they've like totally socially awkward, like verging on autism.
Oh my god.
That goes to show you the different types of communities we have. Like the COD pros are, check my bank account, and woo, all that shit. And then the LOL pros are like, well, you see, I have this girlfriend. We watched that movie. What was that movie? Free to Play? Is that what we're?
Yeah.
That movie. Oh, that documentary. Jive, did you see that shit? It's free on like Steam and shit.
Nah, I was looking for the.
It was a like
But how
a
did-
documentary based on Dota 2, the championship, and like this dude was talking about his girlfriend, and like she broke up with him because he wasn't that good at the game or some shit, and he was trying to like win in order to regain her love. It's like we're talking about fucking a
What?
computer game. And it's crazy. I don't know. Long story.
I heard of a guy. I think a guy killed his son or something. Something to
Oh,
play League
he
of
killed
Legends.
he killed his Warcraft character, and like
Damn.
it was down to it was like he killed his character and then the kid like acted up and he ended up killing him in real life or something like that, something stupid.
Damn. This shit is real. I thought I lived in a bad neighborhood. Damn. Motherfucker died.
Those
for-
fucking tiger moms, goddammit. They're crazy.
Fuck. He probably put a lot of money into that character.
His whole life, man.
But fucking crazy.
I was thinking of something that I want to kind of put the cap on our gaming talk of this evening. With, like, the idea of feeling rewarded for the things you do in a game, especially like Battlefield, because I think we all agree it's very rewarding. Contrast that to, I think, Titanfall, and I know Brian likes it, sorry, but I think it's on two ends of the spectrum when it comes to what you actually get out of it. And whether some people might not like watching Battlefield, but undoubtedly when cool things happen in Battlefield, they're like highlight moments. Whereas like in Titanfall, it feels that you're always having good games. Somebody, I can't remember who I heard say this, but it was Skulls. Actually, he sponsored a show a long time ago. He said this in a video. He said every game in Titanfall feels postable because you're always going to get a Titan. You're always going to, you know what I mean? Like the bar, everybody's going to have good games, and it kind of like pushes you along, whereas Battlefield's a little bit harder, a little bit more reserved, plenty of crazy shit going on, but you actually feel rewarded in playing. And I think COD is a little bit more rewarding than Titanfall as well, because you're actually like getting score streaks or whatever. So
Yeah. I also think that with Battlefield, it's got enough of the... How many fucking assault rifles are there in Battlefield? It's ridiculous.
lot.
Like, how many bolt actions are there? How many subs are there? How many LMGs? And the thing about not making it a hit scan game, so it's actual projectiles, is that the way that the guns and their rate of fire and their damage profiles and each attachment that might lower its first shot recoil or it might make it more accurate at the cost of like vertical recoil, all that stuff, that fulfills my nerdy like, oh, I'm going to mess around with my setup and see what works best. Like that fulfills that nerd element for me more than like as good as a COD does. Like as good.
And those attachments, like you said, doesn't work the same for each gun. You gotta find your right setup. That game is great, man. I don't know. I'm a Battlefield nerd now.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, sorry to cut you off, Brian, I'll say it very quickly. I mean, the only thing that I do have a bit of a problem with, it's less with the game, it's more to do with, like, the community. It's like, I would love a gold camo in Battlefield 4. And whenever I've said that in Battlefield, like on a Battlefield channel, they're all like, "Oh, go back to COD. This is realistic. I've got my war paint on and my war netting up in my room with like the sounds of Vietnam on in the background when I play." I'm like, "Look, it's still a game." And take it
a dude. It's a Call of Duty. A Battlefield commentator. His name is X Factor, and he made a video about a boat. You know, the boats and the what's that shit that could kill the boats?
Carrier assault.
No. It's a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the engineer things.
S-Raw?
Not the straw. The one that was in
the Law.
Not the Law. It was in Modern Warfare 2.
The Javelin.
Stinger.
Javelin.
Oh.
And he made a rant. Oh, the Javelins are too powerful. Blah blah blah. And I commented. I said, why don't you just get out of the boat and kill people with your gun? Like, you know what I mean? I said, why don't you just get out the boat, kill people with your gun? And my opinion, I think the Javelin is perfect. It should kill you with one Javelin. Oh my God!
It takes you 3 to kill somebody.
Exactly, and you're crying about that. Come on, man. Like, kill people with your fucking gun, motherfucker. Anyway. You sound crazy as shit.
Call it an X Factor.
I'm glad nobody ain't in the house with me.
Shots fired.
the people were commenting like, "Go back to Call of Duty," blah blah blah. I'm like, I bet you I'm better at this game than all of you motherfuckers.
Yeah. If you've trained your twitch reflexes in COD, and then you go like just 1v1, you both walk around a corner at the same time against someone who's played Battlefield for a long time. If you are trained in a game that requires faster twitch reactions, you'll beat them.
And like, it's no dedicated servers. You gotta, like, if he's the host, you literally gotta be faster than him. Like,
yeah, I mean that's the one thing that COD does teach you. It does give you an advantage in Battlefield in that way. It does. Like I found, I don't know if you're the same, Jive, or you guys. Like when you first got seriously into a Battlefield game, you're like, what? How do I get sleight of hand?
Yeah. Oh,
how do I get like recover out of sprint faster? Oh, there's none of that shit.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I hate that if your whole clip is empty, you gotta cock the hammer back.
Yeah. Everyone takes
reload,
5 hours. Yeah.
And then if it ain't empty, it's already a bullet in there. You could just reload. And that's real. You know,
Yeah.
but you know they
I wanna get to Frito's point about, you know, making everybody feel accomplished. With Titanfall, there's that epilogue sequence where it's like, oh, you lost the game? Well, not a big deal. Just get to the ship. Don't worry about it. And it's just like, when I played the alpha for that game, because I was invited to play the alpha, I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking waste of time I have ever seen. The match is already over. What the fuck am I doing running around getting more points for? And that's like the participatory 11th place ribbons that people fucking get. That's what that epilogue sequence in Titanfall is. It's basically, it's like Oprah. You can escape, and you can escape. Oh, and you over there, you can escape.
You get a Titan.
Everybody gets a Titan.
I mean, I love Titanfall. So I mean, but that part of the game, I agree with you totally. It is. The level of achievement and accomplishment gets so diminished when you have stupid shit like that. Like, when I lose a game, I want to be like, motherfucker, I just fucking lost the game. Whereas here, it's just like, oh, you lost? Not a big deal. If you get on the ship and go away, you know, you can live to fight another day. It's like, no, that's not how it happens.
Okay,
You just lost the game.
I wouldn't mind that if the kills you got counted, right? So the kills I get, if I lose a game in Titanfall, and I'm running to the ship, and the people chasing me are trying to run down our team, and I kill like 3 of them. It doesn't count. It doesn't count towards my score, and it should, because that would make it more important. That would be like, no, you overstepped. You won the objective.
For my life
I was fighting for my life, and I outplayed you trying to destroy this fucking ship. And my kills should count, but they don't, and that's what makes it pointless. If they did count, you'd only die one more time. But if you're like I don't know, like fucking Rambo in front of this thing, no, you guys go ahead, I got this, and you're like killing like 6 people and a Titan, and you're like the guy that didn't make the ship, but the others made it out, and your score counted. Yeah, go, leave me.
You're the Schwarzenegger of Titanfall.
Yeah, like that would be cool as fuck. Like the last guy to the dropship doesn't manage to get in, but he gets a fucking minigun, and he gets to hose down all these people.
Messages and shit on the PC. People be like, "Yo, thanks, man. You fucking."
Yeah. Like they got double XP for the round because
you'll feel fucking rewarded after that. Like,
yeah, you'll be like, I was on the and I made sure the dropship got away. Get to the chopper. I've got this. You know, it'd be amazing, but it doesn't. It's like, kills don't count. Whatever.
I have a sneaking suspicion that somebody in the comments is going to say some shit about how Battlefield's a harder game. And I need to squash this right now.
It is a harder game.
Overall, right, it is. But when we're talking about gun skill, the Call of Duty arcadey scene of it hones your arcadey reflexes and aim and stuff. Battlefield has much more to learn and in a more confined setting. So in certain modes, let's say maybe like Rush or something, when it's in a smaller... more engagement-heavy scenario, that'll show it being harder. But those are the same skills you learn in COD all the time. So the point that we're trying to make isn't that like COD is like this difficult to understand game, but if you're already good at COD, it's going to translate over because you have those arcadey gunfight skills already.
I think close range Call of Duty really pays off.
Yeah.
Medium to long range, Call of Duty will fuck you. For real. Like, your Call of Duty skills will be crap in Battlefield. Medium to long range. But close range, like Eddie said, we're both running around the corner and then bam, I gotta kill him. That's when Call of Duty pays off. But if you try to shoot like Call of Duty at you, Frito, you're running across medium and I'm trying to shoot like Call of Duty, man, I'm like this. And then you just gonna turn around like dumbass, boom, and kill me.
Yeah. I think really like, especially if you're a rusher in COD, so like you like running into an enemy spawn and you're thinking at the same time as you're killing like 3 people running out of their spawn, you're thinking, like a good COD player will do this. Okay, so what are the spawns? Where are my team? You're looking at the radar. Where are they going to be? So you're like multitasking all on the fly, really quick, and you're trusting your Twitch reactions to take care of you. Now, in those scenarios in Battlefield, it's much, much harder because you don't reload fast and all that kind of stuff, and it can take more bullets to put people down. But the idea of understanding the mini-map and thinking strategically, like, I need to kill these 2 guys here, then I need to evade, they'll chase me, I'll catch them chasing me, I'll kill them, and then I'll walk around the corner, reload properly, some teammates will spawn in, all that kind of stuff. That COD teaches you really well. But in the grandest, what Frito's saying, in the grander scheme, you are one soldier. You cannot make that much of a dent. So the meta game of, say, Conquest is much deeper than COD. But as an individual soldier, you can be much more effective if COD has taught you how to play like that, which it has most of us in this COD.
Since you just said that, right? Me and my buddy, I'm probably gonna post the video like 2 days from now. I'm gonna name it "Teaching a Call of Duty Player How to Play Battlefield," and we're running. It's like a live commentary. We're running to F because we didn't have any transportation. We're on, what the fuck is the name of that map? Damn. Anyway, we're getting chased by a tank. And like you said, the thinking ahead. We're getting chased by a tank. It's a big rock, like a big boulder, like that we could climb on and hide, basically. So I'm like, just run around the rock. Just run around the rock. So I climb on the rock. I shoot the tank. And then it's chasing us around the rock. Then I throw down some slams, 3 of them. And then we're running around, and then I'm shooting so it could start chasing me the other way. I shot, it chased me the other way, it ran over the slams. Boom, boom, and then I RPG'd it. Boom, and then it blew up. He was like, oh my God, you set that up. I'm like, yo, that's how you gotta play Battlefield, man.
Yeah. It's like the ultimate duke out. Like, everyone knows, like, the COD duke. So you're behind cover, they run around the corner, you nip into cover, and they'll chase.
Come back.
And you'll be like, duped. Like, that's what you did, but you did it to a fucking tank. And people are like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah, after I killed that tank, I was like, oh yeah. Like, I
meant to do that.
Oh yeah.
I like it when it's because I play Recon a lot. Like, tanks will chase you down because they know you've got C4 probably, but they think there's no way Recon. What I love about Battlefield is that most players think Recon players are shit, right? They're fucking shit players. So you can chase them down. So I'm like, okay, I'll just C4 the road that I'm on and just back off, and you'll chase me. And the amount of tanks that I get just rolling over my C4, and I'm like, idiot, bang,
boom,
like,
and then and another thing about Battlefield, the kill cams are so annoying when you see the person, like after you blew them up, the camera zoomed in on you and you probably ran off looking all crazy, and they probably was mad as fuck, like, oh my God, like, I hate the kill cam.
Yeah, they're really maddening. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like, if you get killed up close with it by a sniper, like, because I do it, I know how fucking hard it is, but I know for a fact if a guy with an AR runs around a corner and I quick scope him and he dies in one shot because he's within 10 meters, and he's like, he sees this sniper run away, it's like, motherfucker, I know he's so mad.
See what happened.
Yeah.
He
like
wants to see what happened.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh my
oh, that should
goodness.
never happen. A sniper should never win that engagement. Well, stop sprinting. You won't get caught like that.
Yeah,
Right.
I used to have this mantra towards the end of Black Ops 2. Just don't even look at the kill cams because I'll get pissed off at how bullshit it was that I just died. So
If we didn't make
it's like
videos, I wouldn't.
it's like a catch-22, you know.
Yeah, if we didn't make videos, I probably wouldn't look at kill cams because it's so annoying. Like, if it's a dumbass kill cam, we could post it and be like, "Look at this dumb shit." But
Yeah.
that's the only reason we look at it.
I want to ask you guys a question. Because Battlefield is a projectile game, so you're actually firing physical projectiles, and they have like drop and all that kind of stuff and velocity.
Muzzle velocity, etc.
That brings in the ability to have trades, right? So this happens quite a lot with snipers. You quite often, if you're both good, is you'll shoot like within a split second of each other, and because the bullet's left your gun, you might get hit in the head and they might get hit in the head, and you get trades quite a lot. Now, some people find trading in games really irritating, but I would find trading infinitely easier to handle than the COD thing, which is like, I was 2 shots up and then just fucking exploded. Right, so I think it's a good idea, but I don't know, what are your opinions? Do you find trading annoying, or do you find dying instantly more annoying?
I want to field this as the Black Ops 2 king. I can't remember who it was. It probably was Drifter or somebody, but we saw a bunch of these videos talking about how like Black Ops 2 worked with lag comp and everything being glitchy. All the characters are like crack-headed, moving as fast as they did in Quake 3, and then you have weapons that can kill you instantly. The problem with that game is, with lag compensation, and like Jive was saying before, everybody's got shitty internet. We are not on Fios or Google Fiber yet. The amount of time, like in Black Ops 2, from like sprint to dexterity pull-up to being able to shoot, it's like that. A snap of your finger and that death can happen. Now the problem is, when a game's running that fast and the internet's that shitty, the game has to like assume things, and it like smooths out what's happening in a timeline from the different connections. Obviously there's host advantage that has to be worked around in that. So it's a big clusterfuck, really, that, and kind of like a technological miracle as far as I'm concerned, that these games even can run as well as they do. So that's what made a lot of the problems with Black Ops 2, is the game was like running so fast, connections struggled. Now, compare that to a game like Battlefield, which has projectiles, which in my opinion really helps lag in a lot of ways. When you have projectiles, because that's more your aim, you're spraying, kind of peppering, and you have a lot less of this like wham bam, like, oh, connection, bam, connection wins, like in COD, where those insta-deaths happen. But the same problem is if it trades too much, where it gives such a, and that's the amount of leniency that the netcode allows for those bullets to still come out. Like, when the server realizes that you're dead, how much time does it let you to still shoot, right? In COD, It works a little different, where if you ever have those gunfights where you both obviously saw each other at the same time, you take one hit and you kill the guy, that guy might have shot you multiple times and it only registered that first shot, then it decided, okay, this guy won.
It decided he's dead, yeah.
Right, and then in Battlefield, it can give both of those players, it widens that window, which is a good thing. And to answer your question, I think it's good. But I think when Battlefield launched, trading was a little bit too easy, and I think they put it down a little bit to sort of allow people to win fights a little bit more. But
what I find is that old, and this is especially true in COD if you use like an RPG. So if you use an RPG and you get killed just after you've shot, the rocket disappears.
Yeah.
Whereas in Battlefield that doesn't happen because they're actual projectiles. And I've always found that games where like I was playing Ghost today, and I was like, this connection isn't great, because I shot someone, and I watched kill cams, and I know that the developers say you should never watch it to find out what actually happened, because they're always slightly errant or whatever. But I walked around a corner and I hit this guy like 3 times in the upper chest, and then I just died instantly. Like, I got the hit marker symbol like 3 times, and on the last one I just fell over. There was no blood, no damage, no nothing, and he was still sprinting. And I watched on the kill cam, and I hadn't shot in the kill cam. He didn't take any damage. And I was like, this is the problem with hit scan games, is because the game's decided that I'm dead, the shots that I had shot didn't count even after my death.
Yeah, it doesn't count, buddy.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Like, the bullets just evaporate out of thin air.
I did a video on Black Ops 2. Me and a guy named iPod King Carter. He's a real big 2K commentator. And it was called The Kill Cam Doesn't Lie. Because that's what really happened. We did it, and every time he killed me, I said, look at the kill cam every time I kill you and every time you kill me. And then I like lined them up, and then everything that happened when he killed me really happened on his screen the exact way my kill cam showed it.
Right.
And every time I killed him, vice versa, really happened, you know, on my screen, on his screen, the way, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But
Right.
kill cam is what really happened to the game. For the game's brain or the internet or whatever, that's what really happened to the game's thought process. And Frito said something about the thinking ahead in Black Ops 2. I did another video. I said, it was called like, How Did I Get Killed? Is too much going on for the game to register. Because this guy, right, it was on Hijack. I ran into, you know, when you spawn, you run into the room. It's like a pool table or something right there, something like that. So the guy's shooting. He's shooting to the right. And I'm running kind of to the right, and then I suddenly just I'm running to my left. It was to his right. I'm running to my left, and then I suddenly make a right. But I still died because, like, the game assumed that I was going to go to where those bullets were firing.
Yeah.
And then I just died. I'm like, how did I die? And I did a video on it.
Yeah.
And
That's why the
it's
pros
crazy,
pre-fire
man.
so much.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's a few things. Battlefield runs on, you know, I know dedicated servers is not the end-all be-all, but it's much more stable than the peer-to-peer hosting system that we had. And I would much rather kill trade than back in like one of the January patches for Battlefield where you'd get killed by a guy with 0% health.
Oh,
That would fucking infuriate me to no end. I would much rather kill trade than get killed by a guy with like 1 or 0 HP. That would
just counts
piss me
as
off.
kill, 100%. You'd be like,
Oh, dude,
For
don't
real?
talk to me. I recon. Do you know how much I get that? It's retarded. One thing I will say about Battlefield that would infinitely improve the game from my point of view, because I'm a selfish gamer, I recon a lot. Every other gun in the game has realistic, like, bullet velocity. The bolt actions are about half what they are in real life. And the reason why they did that is so that they're not as good as they should be at long range. Because if we're at 100 meters and you pop your head up and I fire, you're fucking dead. There's none of this watch the bullet travel. Yeah, there's none of that. Your head explodes, right? It's not, and they've done that deliberately to make the recons less effective. And I was like, but they've got like, you've got an Ace 23. You can kill me in like a 20th of a second. And my one advantage, these very long barrels, like the bullet goes where you fucking point them, and it goes there very quickly, is slightly diminished. I swear, it's just. Anyway, that was just a funny.
and why don't I like some? I know this is turning into like a Battlefield conversation, but like, why don't support have the health packs, and why doesn't Assault have the bullets? I don't know, man.
They did have in Bad Company 2.
Yeah,
They
it should be
that's
like
the way
that.
I
I
saw
don't-
They changed that in Battlefield 3, and I think Bad Company is its own sort of semi-franchise within the Battlefield franchise, and I think if they make Battlefield Bad Company 3, they might balance it that way again. I'm not
Just give 'em
100% certain.
Just
But
give 'em
like-
prawn.
Yeah.
I'm getting shot at. Let me just get on one knee. Like, why can't you prone? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right. Well, as fun as the gaming talk has been light on Lag Count Podcast of recent weeks, but we have got back to our nerdy selves. But
Get down with our nerdy selves.
It's over. Schwantz, do you want to lead into this news story you stumbled on?
Yeah, I stumbled on it on Facebook, and basically what happened was a high school senior went to her school's prom, and they had a dress code there where your dress couldn't be longer than, if you put your arms down by your side like a fucking statue, it had to be longer than your fingers. So there's a picture online of the dress, which is longer than the fingers. And then, so she goes to the prom, right, and there are male chaperones that are parents on the balcony above where everybody is dancing on the dance floor. Now, in her little blog write-up, she claims that she was stopped when she got into the prom saying, your dress is too short, but she proved, hey, look, let me put this on, let me put my arms down, and the dress is fine. It goes by the rules that were on the ticket. And the female chaperone goes, okay, well, just don't let it ride up, just keep pulling it down for the whole night. So then, maybe about an hour later, after she was hanging out with some of her female friends and just kind of like, swaying back and forth and talking, amongst themselves, she gets pulled aside again and gets asked to leave because some of the parents, the fathers, the males that were watching from above on the balcony were saying that her dress was too short, even though it was too code, and it was actually longer than some of the other girls' dresses, but since she was a taller girl, it looked much shorter. And she was asked to leave, and she was kicked out because her dress and the way that she was behaving made the males have impure, quote-unquote, impure thoughts.
Oh, God.
Which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So
they need to fucking evaluate the guys who kicked her out. It was fucking...
Yeah, I mean, if you are a male father, why the fuck are you looking at this 16-year-old girl like a fucking piece of meat?
Like, look at those damn legs. I think we need to get her out.
And the blog post is entitled "Fuck the Patriarchy," and that's pretty much what it is. It's just, how can you blame... This is, the whole rapist blaming the victim kind of scenario, too. How can you blame the girl for being somewhat attractive and not the creepy old motherfucking men up there that can't conceal their goddamn boner? I mean, why is it her fault,
Yeah.
Is it ever the rape victim's fault that she wore a promiscuous dress? No, it's the fucking rapist's fault for being a scumbag. And this just grinds my fucking gears, man, that we live in a society that is, all about, oh, there's no need for affirmative action and all that other bullshit. There's no such thing as racism, blah, blah, blah. And then you get fucking stories like this, which is pure and blatant fucking sexism. It just drives me nuts.
Now, if the person who got raped was at an orgy, naked, with her legs open, now that's a little different.
So here's the thing. I have problems believing a teenage girl, who self-reports on this. So
that's why I preface with, this is her blog post. This is her account. Of
exactly, right. So, the thing is, she's a tall girl. She says that her dress it passed the thing. It probably was riding up. I need to know, was her cooch hanging out or something? She's like a giraffe and shit. The dress is hanging up. Is there small children who are accidentally getting a big view of, Britney Spears, saying, roast beef sandwich or whatever? This is what I gotta know, Is there any other conflicting information on this, or do we only have her perspective?
Because it's pretty easy for a dress like that. We all saw the dress. I'm sure it's going to be in the description. If a girl, kinds of spreads her legs and bends over a little bit, that dress will rise like the sunset.
Open sesame.
I'm doing a little Swans kind of. It'll rise like the sunset.
The similes in there. No, but again, this is all her story. There was also an account of the same story on the high school group's Facebook page, but they removed it because they were getting so much hate and they had to keep deleting comments, because this eventually made its way onto Reddit and Gawker and all those other sites, and that's how I stumbled across it. But this is the account of what happened, and just looking at because there's pictures in there of her with the dress proving that it's longer than her fingertips, her with her date, which I don't even want to stir this pot, but I'm going to anyway. It's a blonde chick with blue eyes, white chick, and a black guy that
there with
she went
Jiveturkey. This motherfucker come in the fucking prom like, what up?
So
get her out of here.
I think there's a hint of that in there too. Like, why is this hot, white girl dancing with or going to the date with this black guy? You know what I mean? I think there might be a hint of that in there too. But I have no reason to doubt most of the account of this particular story, just because, there are pictures in there, and we haven't heard anything else other than this particular blog post. But to me, it's just it's sexism. It's unbelievable that we're in 2014 and this is the type of shit that happens. The whole, before I let you go, Eddie, the whole quote that this woman was making men think impure thoughts is just a testament to, I think this also delves into religion too. This is just like a whole hodgepodge of fuckery that needs to be addressed.
She's doing that Elvis Presley.
Who said that? Who was the guy who was thinking this unpure thought?
Well, I think it was probably the local pastor. But anyway, I think this is what happens. I was going to say I don't know what part of America it is. Does VA mean Virginia?
Yeah.
Yes, Virginia.
So it's kind of like a rural Christian.
Yep.
Values.
Richmond.
Apparently, environment. Well, I should imagine that if there was any group that was going to, let's deal with the race issue straight away. Is there any group that's going to be less likely to approve of that sort of thing, then it's probably, I hate to say it, but Christian rural conservatives. They're probably not going to be as up for interracial couples
in Virginia.
as a more progressive part of the states. And secondly, it's I think that's part of conservative values, that there's a lot of that if you look at the Bible, especially in some ultra conservative interpretations of it, that there is a lot of
Quran and Sharia
there's
law
a lot
too.
of bias on the women not flaunting their sin. It's a very patriarchal book. It's just like Mary Magdalene was a whore, and she was, the characterization of women in those texts is not fantastically favorable, and I think that that's quite ingrained, especially generationally. This sounds to me like one generation looking at another and going, they're all sluts. That's what it sounds like to me, and she just got the fucking raw end of the deal of it, and she's coming, she's hitting that cultural barrier between the previous generation and hers, and she's been made an example of.
The generation thing was a good interpretation.
Yeah,
very good.
I mean, she's got no problem. She's obviously from that part of the world, and she doesn't think twice about dating a black guy. So to her,
Donald Sterling being racist. He's old and a white guy.
Yeah. He's
old as shit
rich,
and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's you tick enough boxes.
Surprised?
Yeah, why are you surprised?
If it was like Mark Cuban, you would be like, damn, Mark, you a young boy. He's not that young, but if the guy was 30, why are you around black guys or a 30-year-old black guy? Why are you around white guys? A real old black guy, you can understand. If white people are this and that, you can, it's not cool, but you can.
I mean, they sucked the dogs on that guy. They probably hosed him down at some point.
Exactly. That's how he probably was raised. They beat the shit out of him before. You know what I mean? But a younger guy, that's what I preach on my channel. Come on, y'all got to get past this racism shit. Although it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I think there's just too much opportunity for this. I mean, we made this point, I made this joke on the last episode that if Donald Sterling was a racist and he wanted to buy a sports team, basketball's not a great choice, dude.
Oh my God.
I don't mean that badly.
I was watching that.
Kind of funny, but I mean, America. This is America in a nutshell. I think there's quite a big divide between quite a lot of moderate people with sort of decent values when it comes to things like race and sex and homophobia and politics and all that kind of stuff, and a really hardline conservative older generation.
Oh, they're gonna fucking hate that Michael Sam shit. He's black. gay and got a white boyfriend. Oh, they're gonna fucking pass out. Oh.
There was that reporter on Fox News who was like, he was honest. He was like, gay people make me uncomfortable. Some part of their culture makes me uncomfortable. But he pointed out, he was like, how did this guy go from, like top 10 first round pick to nothing? To second round just because he's gay. Like, if that
I know
doesn't
damn well that's why.
Yeah, it's like, if that doesn't tell you that there's something wrong with the culture, it doesn't change him as a player.
But I'm sure the players, I'm sure the Eagles' top player was sitting right there like, motherfucker, if you pick him, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I'll go to bat for the. I'm gonna come off as defending, anti-gay people, but I think that the ensuing media circus around it would turn people off too. It's kind of the same effect as Tim Tebow. Why nobody wants to touch him with the 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
He's not a terrible football player. He'd be fine as
debatable.
He's a terrible quarterback, but he's not
sucks.
a terrible football player. But nobody wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole because then the media is going to be like, "Oh, Tim Tebow, did you stop, drop, and pray 5 times a day today?" That's what I think people also don't want to deal with is the media circus around it. And it's like, I understand that things like, gay people breaking down barriers need to be celebrated, but let's not put a fucking microscope under all the goddamn time.
Okay, but I do think it's important, like, Jason Collins was the NBA player who came out, and he came out at the end of his career, really, like, it wasn't guaranteed that he was going to make another team. He was a free agent. It wasn't like, someone entering the sport or a high-profile current pro. Like if Kevin Durant came out, or LeBron, or someone like that, like a superstar. And this guy, Michael Sam, to all intents and purposes, is at the point where he could be a superstar, and no one had done it before. And whether you can see it cynically as like, well, he's making, like, I understand the point you're making, that essentially he's become more important than the team and the playing of the football because he's made this public, so he's made the issue about his sexuality. I understand. But no one else in a major sport has done it.
And I think that's the reason Jason Collins got a 10-day contract. Like a little after that, he got a 10-day contract or whatever. I don't know what he's doing now, but he sucks. You know what I'm saying? And I think
literally and figuratively, my man.
Freak boy. He's the freak boy in the locker room. But he sucks. He's not good, and I think nobody was looking at him, and then when he did that, they probably was like, man, we need a center, and this will bring some ticket sales. Be some freaks in the stand, but, bring some people out. You know what I'm saying?
Here's something that no one on this call has at least brought up yet, but, I mean, I don't really follow college in, like, the lower leagues that much, so I can't really say, but what I do know is that those athletes don't always translate to the NFL, which I watch extensively, which we know quite, like, we've had a lot of examples of that. But what's this guy's name? Sam Harris or something like that?
Michael Sims.
Okay. Something that I've heard some analysts talk about is that he was amazing at the college level, but his stats, I was going to say his physique, but then I'm like, analyzing like the shape of his buttocks or something, but the
freak boy.
Yeah, right. God damn it, they do make you gay. I'm telling you, it's fucking contagious. We gotta control. No, he's not really strong enough to play like defensive end, and he's not really fast enough to play linebacker. It's like he's touchy for those reasons too. So I don't really know necessarily if the gay thing was what made him drop down to the Rams at round.
True.
Whatever. I don't know if I can say that like definitively because he has the second most jersey sales behind Johnny Football, behind Johnny Manziel.
You know what,
like,
Frito?
Money. He's money. That's what he is.
But you know what? I think since he's gay, they looked at those little attributes, like you were saying. If he wasn't gay, he would have been picked. I'm sorry. But since he's gay, they probably looked at those attributes so they could give a reason why we didn't pick him. You know what I mean? They
So you think
Fair
they
enough.
over?
into it. Like he is a little slow and he is too
Maybe-
weak.
So in other words, they're making excuses in order to get by like that.
Legitimate excuses,
I just think it's comical how people are so focused on like whether or not a guy is gay in a sport where full-grown men smack each other on the ass all the
There ain't
goddamn
nothing
time.
gay about
Nobody
that.
says
Oh,
anything
but they're
about it.
not gay though when they smack
I've
that
never
ass.
understood this. Like that is latent gay behavior.
No,
That
it's
is
pure manly.
physical
No.
affection. Physical male affection to another male is latent gay behavior.
Let's see how many people smack him on the ass.
Yeah.
Good game, good
They
game.
are
Just asking
not
this question.
gonna
Yeah.
do that shit.
Could you imagine if he was a center instead of a linebacker? How many quarterbacks would line up behind Michael Sam if he was a center instead of a fucking
He definitely
linebacker?
wouldn't have got picked. He wouldn't have got picked.
See, what we're going to find out is all the in-closet gays in the NFL, when they play against him, like when they start rolling around at the bottom of the field and they start feeling each other up, they're going to out themselves, I'm telling you. We're going to find out. They're going to start
Like
hanging out
They,
together
stay,
and
they
shit.
stay in the huddle just a little bit too long.
A great tackle by Michael Sam. Oh, he's not letting go. He's just holding on to him. It's just two guys on the field. Like,
He's humping them after the play. Like,
But maybe that's why he's got a boyfriend, so that he isn't flamboyant on the field. He knows, if I'm flamboyant on the field, my boyfriend is going to be fucking pissed,
all right,
I
ladies.
don't know. I like Chuck's opinion on gay athletes. Like, I really do. Like Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley. I
what'd he
think he's
say?
fucking
I didn't
great.
hear it.
He was just like, we've all played with gay players. Like he's talking about like the NBA on TNT, and he's like Shaq, obviously, and Kenny's there, and he's like, we've all played with gay players and we fucking know it. Like he didn't swear, but he was like, we've all done it. And in the locker room, that doesn't mean anything. All you care about as a pro athlete is this guy going to help me win? And he's like, he
know
made-
it, but you know what I mean. In that shower, when you know he's gay. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
You know what we need?
You shower for like 5 minutes after the game happens. If you're playing shoulder to shoulder with him for 48 minutes in a basketball game, you're fine with it. If you're in a war and somebody is standing next to you shooting at the motherfucker that's shooting back at you, I don't give a shit if he sucks dick or munches on fucking snatch.
But
As
while
long
he's
as
shooting
helping
at
me out, I don't
someone,
care.
his dick's not out. You know what I mean? He ain't balls out. I'll be like, yo, come on, put that shit away, man.
Yeah.
Even if we're trying to kill somebody together.
This is what we need. We need kind of like the race relation movies we've had in the past, like Remember the Titans or something, that brought the races together, that clearly we can all come together and look over our hatred for one another and for a common goal, and maybe even, I don't know, be fucking friends. That's what we need for gay people, you need some epic movie where half the team's gay, half the team's straight, and they win a championship, win state, and half of them realize that they're going to start pairing up, and some gay sex scenes might happen. This would change
think they have
America.
that-
Coming
kind
to a
of
theater
on,
near
like-
you.
Yeah. I think they have that kind of
July
movie on Pornhub, but it doesn't end how you think it would.
July 3rd. Remember the Freak Boys. Starring Frito, the Swans. Why would I put y'all in the movie?
I know, right? I wrote it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
the
was
star.
going to say, there's
Like Eddie was waiting for his name. He like, yeah, I'm the star.
Yeah, I'm the star.
Yeah, the British guy playing American football, sure.
there is plenty of porns out there that are like softball girls getting together after practice, and they end how you'd think they'd end on a porn site.
Yeah, you know how fucking mad I get when I'm on like Pornhub and then like a gay porn come up. I'd be like, what? I didn't search for this shit. Like, the other day I'm just browsing Pornhub like I always do, just chilling. And then like I searched like threesome. Then it's just a regular threesome. I'm like, oh, this should look alright. And then she fucking put her finger in his butt, and he like, I'm like, oh my god, I was pissed off. Like I don't know, it's just me, man. I don't know. I don't want to have anything to do with that shit, man. But I'm not saying I hate gay people. Like like at my job, I work at the airport, and it's like we got at least 2,000 employees.
You're gonna say gay dudes.
It's
Like,
gay
wow,
people.
that's
Gay
a lot of
people
it.
there.
Yeah.
It's gay people there, and like sometimes people will be in there making jokes, and we got this thing called, we say pause all the time. Like if you be like, oh man, this is a hard game or something, and I'll be like, pause, no homo, like something like that. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then like undercover gay people will be like trying to play and come and say pause and this and that, and then you find out he was gay all that time. You're like, yo. But if like a real gay person was around, we just would be like, okay.
Oops.
Like we won't say anything, you know. But if you're outright with it, I got no problem with you. But if you like one of those undercover guys and you act like man, yeah, that shit ain't cool. That gay stuff ain't cool. That's when we got a problem with you. You know what I mean?
Usually they run for Senate on the right wing, and they're usually preaching against gay marriage and the equal or traditional marriage values and all that other stuff.
Did you see that there's a Republican candidate in Iowa who also cross-dresses as a woman, and he's all about male rights and shit like that, or he's like largely anti-abortion, and women have to pay for their own rape kits and all that other shit, but yet he goes out and he cross-dresses. It's just like, you can't make this shit up, guys.
No, he used to cross-dress, I think. That's the thing.
Yo, another thing. It's like the gay people can do whatever. You know how, I don't know if you feel that way, but you know how they think black people get a pass for being racist? You know how a black guy could be like, white boy, and this and that. Some white people think like that, but it seems like the gay people can do whatever they want. We got a dress code. Like, say I'm flying out. We aren't allowed to wear, like, shit like this. Like these slippers. You see these? Like, we aren't allowed to wear shit like this. But we got this gay guy that cross-dresses. And he wears like girl shit and all that, and they let him on the flights. Like, I can't wear these fucking slippers, but he can wear a fucking pair of tights. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
6-inch pumps.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Toes out, but I can't have my toes out.
He's got hairy toes and shit.
Why are people offended by toes? What's wrong with
They're
like?
disgusting. That's why, especially male toes.
No,
I mean,
that's your toes, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, you have to, like, obviously, like, you can't go into, like, in this country, you can't go into, like, a restaurant or a bar without a shirt on. I'm like, that's probably fair enough. But if someone was like, you can't go to a pub with sandals on, I'd be like, what the fuck? What world am I living in? What, I can't wear fucking sandals in the summer? You take the pic? What, I'm flaunting my fucking pornographic feet?
Frito,
am I going to give girls impure thoughts?
Exactly.
Frito got them toes you could open a canned soda with, like fucking toes and shit. Like, yo, man, hide them things.
I think, Eddie, that's more of like a liability in case somebody breaks a bottle. You don't cut your fucking foot open or all that other bullshit. But I just hope that the guy that goes on the flights, Jive, doesn't wear yoga pants, because that would be crossing the line. To me.
He wears
dudes in yoga pants would cross the line.
Unless he's got a great
worse
ass.
than yoga pants. He wears short shorts and stuff like that. That shit ain't even funny.
I'm fine short shorts. Yoga
I'm gonna see if I
pants
can
is
link y'all.
completely
I'm
different.
sure they got pictures of them all over.
Can we just, like, together as a council of the righteous, come together and ban fat girls and yoga pants? This abomination needs to end, like, now.
Oh my God! Look! Soon as I typed it in Google, it popped up. He popped up. The same guy. It's in the chat. Damn, that was a big ass link. It's in the chat. Oh, pause.
Oh
But
God.
yes, in the
Oh,
chat.
okay. Okay. Oh
That
my
was a
God.
fucking super link. What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God. Oh shit! I think I showed it on the show for like 5 seconds. Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed on a plane dressed like that.
No.
That's going
No.
too far.
That's a
Like,
little
You're
too
not allowed
loud,
to wear
man.
thongs,
Fat,
dude.
and fat chicks should not be allowed to wear tight fucking tube tops. I don't want to see your back fat's back fat. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
not nice. They can't control it well.
you could wear a bigger shirt. I'm not like the skinniest guy in the world. I don't wear shirts that like cut off my fucking circulation to my goddamn torso.
They say cutie on the front and shit. Like,
Yeah. Cute, your man wants me.
The gigantic fucking girls with the juicy across their ass. It's like, yeah, I bet you that's fucking 5 meals of juicy with the size of that ass. You know what I mean?
Fucking turkey juicy. Turkey juice.
Oh God.
Where the fuck were we?
I don't know what we were just talking about.
Do we want to answer some dumbass questions?
well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm gonna have to take an audio sample of you, Jive, and start playing that on the show from now on. The dumbass question section, brought to you by EA, because that's why we've been slobbing on Battlefield 4 this whole show. No, but seriously, we're brought to you by Mr. Speff, who is linked in the description and annotated on screen. Makes Black Ops 2 videos, talks about COD, also posts other games as well. Check him out. Dumbass question section. Let's see what we got here. What is a sci-fi invention that you want in real life? So that can mean anything: books, movies, or something you invented yourself. And what would you do with it, I guess? I'll go.
I just want the flying car. Just to, experience flying my own self, if that makes any sense.
Will it be automated? Because automated cars are actually coming, but do you want the car to fly itself, or...
I would... What you mean automated?
They're making cars that drive
Another
themselves.
dumb question. Say that again?
I didn't hear what you said, but they're making cars that drive themselves. So
Oh, no, I'm talking about flying.
Yeah, I know, I got you, but I'm saying, would you control it? Like, you need a pilot's license in
You
order to
gotta
control
do
the
that,
thing? Or...
motherfucker.
You work for an airline company. How do you not, no, I'm just kidding.
Man, I was about to say, hell no, I don't know shit about that.
I've got two.
I guess
I've got two
okay,
inventions.
go ahead, Eddie.
Sorry, just quickly. One is kind of like honorific, so it's a hoverboard from Back to the Future. That shit needs to happen like yesterday. And then the actual one that I would want, the serious answer is, in Star Trek they've got this technology called the replicator, which basically takes any matter and reorganizes its atoms into anything. And you could just end like world hunger and money and poverty like that, like instantly.
That would
So
be great.
that's
what I'd have.
Yeah, they'd fall into the wrong hands, and then some, like, wacko, like, mass produces nuclear bombs or some shit. That's what would happen. We have a movie forming here, actually. I think. We should write
I'm
this.
gonna piggyback off of Jive. You know, he went for the Jetsons flying car theme. I would like to have the Jetsons thing where you stand on a conveyor belt and it showers you and fucking clothes you.
Remember that?
That's what I want. I am so fucking lazy in the morning that I do not want to clothe myself. I do not want to bathe myself. That is exactly what in the fuck I want.
Yep, that would be great.
What the fuck are you wearing?
I don't know, some Jetsons glasses.
Mad scientist.
These glasses don't have anything to do with the Jetsons. I just wanted to put them on because they're dumb. Why would I even have them on?
You look like that guy from Bad Boys 2 that can crack all the
That
fucking
was John Solly. That was John Solly. He played with the Detroit Pistons. He actually had these glasses on.
That's what I think of when you put those things on. You could see the fucking parking lot with those glasses.
Didn't like Martin think he could whip his ass or something until he stood up? He was like, "What?" All this shit, like, "Oh shit."
All right, I think I gotta go with a time machine. It can be Back to Future or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But
It's got to be a fucking DeLorean. At least you're gonna get there in style.
Or you know what? Maybe those Nikes that lace themselves from Back to the Future. That instead,
cool.
like, one of the two. I don't know which is more important to my everyday life, but
Or tying your shoes takes up that much fucking time in your life that you need an automatic shoe tiring thing.
just think about this though. think of the amount of seconds over and over every single day that you spend tying your shoes that would save. You don't even need a time machine. You just added like 10 years onto your life.
In the time machine, can you change, like say like something happened in sports, can you actually do something to make that thing change, or you can't do anything, you could just be there?
Well, Jive, I think it depends if you believe in the multiverse complex, where any form of time travel actually causes a parallel dimension where I don't fucking know. I don't make the rules, okay? I have no idea.
I was just asking a simple question. You know?
It's not simple, goddammit. We're talking about time travel.
He did was he went back in time and changed your question. That's what he did. A complex one.
Yeah. I think the power to do everything and change everything. That's what I want. I mean,
I want to
simple
be
man.
a god.
I'm a simple man. You know, I have simple tastes.
Yeah.
Power absolute, I think, is the least of what I deserve. So, moving on. Let's do another one. Why not? Mailed in from some stoner, I think. If you could learn the truth of anything in the entire world, but would have to give it up for something of equal value, what would it be?
Well,
I'm dumb.
What's the value of all the truth in the world?
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
He's just, honestly, he's had one too many hits, and he's like, no man, listen, right? If you could like know everything, but then you'd have to give up everything to know everything, would you do it? I think that's what he meant. Because believe me,
I have no clue.
See, I would love to learn how to master guitar to the best of anyone's ability that's ever been born, but give up a lifetime supply of like my favorite food kind of thing. I think that's where he's going.
But here's the thing. He said of equal value, so you have to somehow equally value what absolute guitar mastery means on the other end of the spectrum.
Fine. All of my ticket and album sales for my mastering of guitar, I will give that away in terms of gyros. Fuck eating that many gyros for the rest of my life. I don't know. This question makes my head spin.
No, but you're just gonna eat something else, so that's not really even.
Fine. I'll have to eat tofu turkey for the rest of my life. How's that?
here's a good question.
Or dog food.
What skill, like, be it playing guitar, sports, drawing, telling jokes, what skill would you like to, if you could just wake up tomorrow and you're a true master at it?
12-inch penis.
What? That's not a skill.
It is where I'm sitting.
You're skilled at getting a boner.
Yeah.
That's not a skill, buddy. That's just a gift.
What would it be? I think mine would be drawing. Definitely.
I would like to be the world's greatest Call of Duty camper. That's what I want. I think that's a title I can really look up to. Put on my refrigerator, have my mom feel proud. For once.
Get a bumper sticker. My son is the greatest Call of Duty camper of all time, with a big fucking tent next to the
His KD
sticker.
is over 9,000.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's
God.
a weird question.
All right, let's move on. Hello there in the gaming community. If you could replace a more mainstream YouTuber, parentheses, I'm doing the parentheses fingers, parentheses, 150,000 subs or more, with a smaller YouTuber that does high effort, good quality vids. And he phrased this weird. If you could basically kill someone's YouTube career, destroy it, and with the raw energy, give it to some smaller channel. So essentially, like, you know, that crazy guy that shot John Lennon who thought he could, like, absorb his fame. That's what we want to do. Who are we going to destroy, and who are we going to gift that absolute YouTube power to?
And it can't be either of us.
Why not?
Yeah, it can't be any of us.
We can't put us in that slot.
Motherfucker, if I'm doing the killing, if I'm doing the YouTube sniping of somebody's career, I better be getting the rewards. What the hell am I?
Just
A
ask them
mercenary
for a
hire?
shout out then. Say, I got you here, give me a shout out.
Like that does anything nowadays.
I know.
Okay, not because I particularly dislike him, but I would take someone like C-Nanners and replace them with Sneeko.
God damn it.
That's what
I was going to pick Sneeko because I know he would shut me out.
And that's no like slant on C-Nanas, but like, yeah, I would give Sneeko that kind of audience.
You would destroy Mr. Nice Guy? Like, there's so many
I
YouTube
have
scum
a
out
suspicion
there.
that he's not as nice.
Hello, everybody. My name is C-Nanners.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you don't know is I have a thong on right now while I'm doing this commentary. He probably do be sitting there with like some freak ass shit on. He too nice. Him and Woody, like they're too nice.
I think C. Nanners probably was in a street gang at some point.
I don't. Nope.
Not gonna
That's one
happen.
point.
Well, that was mine. Who's the rest of yours?
Who am I gonna kill?
C-Nanners. Me also. C-Nanners. Because I think he sucks, and I will replace him with Biblical Reaper. If you
Aww.
ever heard of him. He's
Reaper's a good dude.
He's a legit nice guy that helps people out. I never saw C-Nanners help anyone out. I don't watch that much though, so.
I think I'd have to look at my damn subscriptions or something to find somebody small. Brian, do you have one? Or at least someone you would kill. At least. You don't...
Yeah. We're killing Woody. Woody's I despise him. He's done. Although his channel is on a fucking unbelievable free fall, so maybe I wouldn't want to kill him because
No,
whoever
YouTube sucks lately though. YouTube, man, like I don't know what it is with YouTube. It just sucks.
I know. In terms of what? The viewership or monetization?
Like the
or
viewers, everything.
Yeah.
I did a video the other day. I swear it didn't publish. I swear. It didn't even go in high def. And I know damn well I rendered it in high def. It didn't go in high def, and a lot of people in the comments are like, yo, I didn't even see this video in my
Sub box.
Like, I'm like, YouTube.
Alright, I know who I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill the king to get maximum power out of this. We're going to take out PewDiePie. Just rip his goddamn head off, okay? And then have him react at it as it happens. Ah! That's what I want to see. Not that I think he's a bad guy or I think he makes content for kids, whatever. I don't dislike him. I just think if we're going to sacrifice a cow, it might as well be the head honcho. And the guy I'm going to imbue with PewDiePie's strength is my friend Pico, because Pico's been doing some interesting stuff on his channel lately, actually.
Yeah, I love Pico.
Yeah, I think he's going for that like let's play kind of thing, but he's learning. The YouTube game is a very interesting space now. Like, if you can be an interesting let's player, I feel that there's a lot. You know, you can go far. The whole like being a commentator, being original, and saying original shit. Nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. But if you can kind of be a Twitch player essentially, and then like highlight that shit into your videos, people want to see that evidently. But what the hell do I know?
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Pico, because he's a real good dude too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I've known him for ages. I've known him since I started my YouTube.
And not Pico in Philly. We got this company called Pico Energy. Not y'all. Fuck y'all. They fucking.
Just in case you were confused, fuck you.
Somebody from Pico probably watching it like, fuck yeah.
Got Jive support. That's all I need in life.
Uh-huh.
Do we have anything that we want to close out the show with?
Oh, I didn't get to go. Can I
I
go?
know. Damn, that's fucked
You
up.
said Woody. You said Woody.
Yeah, but I didn't say who. All right,
Okay.
I changed my mind. Let's go with.
No.
Woody's got to die. Come on. You've already got me excited.
Can I also kill Minnesota Burns too?
Yeah,
He needs
make it a
to go,
package
too.
deal. Fuck it. Why not?
A two? Can I do a twofer?
You
Minnesota
got collateral.
Burns. Minnesota
collateral.
Burns gets replaced with my buddy Skag3,
Skag.
who was a guest on the show recently.
Yeah, he's
And Woody's gone and replaced with my buddy Gaming Ethos. I don't know if you guys know who
I
he
heard
is.
of him. I heard of him.
He is hysterical. He makes me laugh on so many videos, and he does a lot of different things on his channel. He's great.
He's kind of the
Also,
Hispanic version of you, Brian.
He did the Battlefield top
Yeah.
5 plays for OP. He's a good dude.
So are we gonna put these
he's the
guys'
black
links in
version
the
of me.
description?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
I
lot
think
of
we
Sure,
should.
we might as
promotion.
well.
Yeah. Put their Twitters at least in the description. That'll
Aw.
be nice.
What a nice guy,
Help
Jive.
everyone
And
out.
I'm gonna have to remember all this. put this on me to do, so now I'm on the hook. Thanks.
It will be in the comments if whoever watches this shit all the way through, they're gonna be like, yeah, you didn't put these guys in the description. That's when you're gonna remember. That's the only way I remember all the time.
If you get called out for it, you made a mistake.
Because I say
that's what happens in YouTube comments. You make one fucking mistake and everybody's all over it, flies on shit.
This and that in the middle of a video, and I forgot I said it when I posted the video, but I said, hey, I'm gonna put the swats in the description. Oh man, trust me, I'm gonna hear from it if I don't. Description.
All right, guys. If you have any closing comments that you want to say, any burning, itching things you want to get off your chest or genital area?
Remember, Michael Jordan is the Jive Turkey of basketball. I'm out.
Okay. I didn't know we were going to allow you to do your outro, but all right.
That's one of my outros. It's just all different.
I'll let it go. I'll let it pass this one time.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out our sponsor, Mr. Speff, linked in the description. Nice guy, friend of the show. Makes content you'll probably enjoy. And if I remember to everyone else we mentioned, give a link to Woody, like in case you haven't heard of him or something.
Yeah, right.
Catch you guys next week.
Thanks, Jive.
No problem, man. Nice hanging out with y'all. And it was fun, and anytime, any kind of favor you guys want, need, whatever, hit me up.
Is it possible for me to, like, kill your channel and absorb your success? Like, is that something you're willing?
My channel is already dead. YouTube sucks.
Yeah, I got like 300 views a video last week, and this week I'm hitting them out of the park.
The week, last week to now, it's been real bad. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
I mean, are my videos that much better this week? Probably, but, you know.
You're a beast.
It is what it is, you know.
It is what it is.